Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. As you can probably tell by my vehicle, this one is all about some off-roading. We are going racing in B class, going to be tackling some of the cross-country circuits, tracks that we often don't really use all that much. Now, there was no restrictions on vehicles, so you could go other than it being B class. There are some interesting ideas. There's an Escort, there's a Barracuda, which is an interesting choice. There's an Evo in here as well. You've got your normal assortment of trucks. A couple have gone for the Volkswagen pickup. That could be quite good. It's going to be light. I've got a Tacoma with a V8 and a supercharger and some big old off-road tyres, which normally probably work quite well. Velociraptor's brave, not likely to be very good handling. Defenders and so on. Raptors, various other Raptors around the place might be good. We will have to wait and see, really. Yeah, I mean, I've got some 560 odd horsepower in this. We know we're going to need to be... Well, we want to be fairly fast down the straight, but we're also going to have to deal with jumps. We're going to have to deal with bumps. We might have to deal with water and all of those sort of things that can happen on a cross-country circuit. Which I'm hoping we will have the vehicle to tackle all of that. There is some debris on the inside there that we did not want to be hitting. I am already starting to worry about my choice of vehicle here. I feel like we have a lot of grip, but I don't think we've got enough straight line speed here, which could be a concern. The Volkswagen is underneath everybody, which, well, we are going to go underneath. I don't think the Volkswagen realised we had such a good run on that one. Barracuda had a look at the Velociraptor, couldn't do it. The Colorado has a lot of power, that thing soaring off towards, well, kind of towards the podium places. Barracuda's up the inside again. This track, I think, may be a smidge too fast for me. We'll have to wait and see on this one. Back again with the Volkswagen to the inside. Colorado... around the sort of outside. Velociraptor's trying to defend. We've got loads and loads and loads of speed in the Tacoma here. So much speed on the outside. For us, we'll put me up into third, or I think possibly the pickup in Colorado were fighting for the same piece of road. Well, not even really road. Same piece of dirt. And don't think that worked. Barracuda with a big slide. Oh, the leader missed a checkpoint. So it becomes a battle between me and a Barracuda. Now, we definitely have more grip in places, but not quite there. That was a bit too brave by me. I think we're going to struggle to catch that car. I think we are going to struggle around here. Now, I think on some other circuits it might be a different story. Maybe, I hope so, anyway. Christ. But definitely around here we do seem to be struggling a little bit to match the pace. We can match it in a couple of places and then we just lose out in these acceleration zones. Like through here, I think this corner, if we get it right, we can be a little bit faster. I've got to be careful of that street furniture right there. Well, barely street furniture. Farm furniture, I guess you could call it. As that will ruin our day. Yeah, it's here where we will make a little bit more lap time. The Barracuda's doing well, actually. When we've done these cross-country races in the past, cars have never tended to fare particularly well, to be honest with you. So that one there is doing a good job so far. We are going to try and carry as much speed as I can through all of that. Don't know if I wanted fourth. Fourth was not a terrible idea there, but not a great idea either. One more lap to go. Trying to steer into turn one. What have we got behind us? Is the Colorado on the move? I don't know what's in fourth, to be fair. The Velociraptor's held on better than I thought it would, to be perfectly honest. I expected that to be terrible, and is actually done better than I thought. The six-wheeled vehicles have tended not to be great. The Velociraptor is better than the Merc. The Merc 6x6, the G-Wagon, is terrible in this game. Massively over-PI'd and not very fast at all. So, yeah, that one, never a good choice. But the Velociraptor doing it better than expected as we head around this final corner. Not much I can do, really. Not a great final lap from me either, which has not helped matters. However, we will be clear of the pack behind. One of the Volkswagens got up to fourth, at least. Oh, yeah, one more lap. Bloody hell, I just cannot count laps at the moment. How have I managed to mess that one up? I don't even know. I don't know at this point, and that is a smidge of a concern. If the Colorado... I don't think it can catch us. be honest, I think is a little too far back, and I think we're a little too fast. Like, over the lap time probably between me and the Colorado, not going to be massively different. We're just gaining it in different places. Colorado definitely much faster down the straights. We're much better in the corners. I wonder if the Colorado is on its standard tyres, which are still off-roady spec, but they're not as good as the off-road race tyres, which is what I have running on the Toyota here. We are going to get final corner all wrong. Tried to be a little bit clever, and it definitely didn't work. Yeah, didn't really have anything more in it. Probably pushed it a little bit too hard, and there was fine. I was trying to make up any lap time we could, but wasn't going to work. I mean, it's not a bad start. A second place at the end of the day is not a bad start at all. Lap time, I'm not a million miles off. Volkswagen was quick. That Volkswagen was quick. Fastest car out there, but unable to quite make it through the traffic. I'm sure that'll be fast elsewhere in this series of races. We're on to our second race, the Urban Cross Country Circuit. Oh, that's already looking problematic. Just a bit of a bench lying alongside. I think we're going to have a similar problem, which makes funny sounds before we start the race. With my Tacoma, I think it's great handling, but I think we're going to lack the power here. We might be good on the landing. So the fear I would have for the Barracuda and the Volkswagen is, especially the main big jump, but maybe even some of the others, they're going to lose a good chunk of time. And, well, I am probably not. Me, the Colorado, and some of the other big trucks, I mean, we might lose a bit, but we're not going to lose as much. I will be half decent in the corners. Is that Volkswagen front-wheel drive, do we reckon? Did not get a good launch off of the line, and it's got a lot of understeer coming up here, so maybe that's a brave choice. I mean, I respect the choice, for sure. I've been very boring in my car choice in comparison. Sure enough, the Volkswagen did struggle on the landing. Now, the 6x6, no idea. We've not really seen them ever to compare. I have a very fast Volkswagen, I like it. Mine's more for circuit racing than for this sort of stuff, but yeah, I know they are pretty damn quick, those things. We are actually pretty good on the landing. The thing I am pleased to see is the Tacoma is very good on the landing of these jumps so far. Now, I don't have any race, so I don't have any adjustables. If it comes on, I guess, off-road race suspension, there wasn't any option to even upgrade it, change it whatsoever. So this is on whatever the truck starts with, and apparently it's pretty bloody good, which I will take. The Volkswagen, I think, is going to have a difficult time with these landings. The Velociraptor is actually probably the best vehicle here on the landing. That thing is intimidating to have it behind you. We know it's likely to be fast out of straight. It'll be heavy and it'll be a handful in the corners. This sort of turn is where we can probably make up some time. I mean, there is probably one of the biggest corners, if you like, on the circuit. The Barracuda's had an awkward landing. The Velociraptor is having a look, but did not have anywhere to go. The problem it's got is, of course, it's not going to really outbrake me. It's definitely not going to outturn me. The Tacoma, probably one of the better handling trucks here. In fact, probably is the best, most grippy truck in this session. We're going to go for a third gear on the landing. Not great. Although no one's really having a great landing except for the Velociraptor that wanted to get to the inside but could not. That may well pass me at some point around here. We are gamely hanging on, but it is really a hanging on to this third place. Pretty close actually between all top 5 of us almost. We will chuck our car carefully through there. Try and make up any speed we can. I mean, pull whatever gap we can against the Velociraptor because we know it's going to be catching. The Colorado doesn't seem to be enjoying the jumps and the bumps as much. It's just the power that we lack. We can make up time in some places, but we do really lack the power down the straights. We'll use the banking there to kind of tip the Tacoma into that corner. We are going to land actually pretty well. We've made some ground there. We're about to come join this lead car battle, and we're bringing a Velociraptor with us. That is not what Eccentric and Dragons wanted to see, is a Toyota and a Velociraptor coming to join the party. I mean, realistically, what can we do here? We are probably going to be picking up the pieces of a dodgy landing from the cars ahead, because I know I can out-turn them, but I can't outrun them down these straights. It does seem to be the landing where we are making a smidge bit of a time. Third gear seems to be the ticket, really. Barracuda finds a wall to clonk, which was not really what it wanted. Barracuda has sent it into that corner pretty hard, but not able to do very much. Right, leave it in third. I know like every instinct wants to change up a gear. The Colorado's had all sorts of problems there, but now we are looking the long way round. Oh, the Barracuda's to the inside. It was 3 wide through turn 1. This is actually really bad news. The Velociraptor might get all of us here, because that's better than me on the landings of these jumps. So the two of them are still being slightly slower on the landings. We've gained some more time again. The Colorado wants to chuck it to the inside. I want to run it through the middle if I can. We're now swapping over to the outside. Velociraptor can't take the pace there. Not going to change out of third, because third gear is where we seem to thrive on these landings. What can we do? I mean, last time we almost got both of the cars ahead on the run to the finish line, but the Velociraptor might get all of us. It really depends on what happens on the landing of this jump. We know we're good there. We know the Velociraptor struggles. I think we're a little too far back unless they have a really wobbly moment, but it's not impossible with this landing. It's problems for the Barracuda. We're not going to catch Eccentric, and I think we just lost out. The Velociraptor almost got... Did the Velociraptor get both of us? We got third. Oh, but I don't actually know who finished where. That was madness at the end. It was... Jeez. Gap between me and Dragons was a bit close. Fastest lap would go the way of me, but that is so close. About 0.3 of a second covered the top 4 in terms of lap time. The Volkswagen could not quite keep pace, although not far back, all things considered. Bloody hell. Yeah, all of my lap time was it was corners and landings. The Velociraptor was kind of landings and straight line speed. That was a great race. That was a great race around a very silly circuit. We are off to our next cross-country circuit. This one that loops around the hotel area. Now, there are a couple of big jumps. What we're seeing so far from the Tacoma is it's good on the landing of the jumps. We can make some time there. There's a couple of nasty corners. I think overall we're going to lack the straight line speed. At this track, the Velociraptor could actually be quite strong here. It will have better straight line speed than me and to have that really strong landing. Could be fast, and the Colorado I expect to quit. Barracuda likely to be fast too. Volkswagen pickup truck might lose a bit too much on the landings, but we'll have to wait and see, because this isn't as harsh as the previous circuit. They're not as extreme. There's a big jump by the hotel. That is quite extreme, but after that, the other jumps aren't as ridiculous, not as heavy. Looks like the Escort might have had a spin mid-pack. Could have been a little bit of ghost mode shenanigans, difficult to tell. This landing there is horrible. Always has been for vehicles. So we will have to wait and see how this one pans out. Colorado struggling with that corner. We're on the outside of an X5, the inside of a Land Rover. Everything works. Land Rover looks like it might fall over at some point. However, all is fine. We're running up this hill. Land Rover's got a lot more straight line speed. Everything's got more straight. I didn't even intend this to be a handling build truck particularly. I went with the Tacoma. I used it for something else. I used it for A-Class. It was quite good. And I thought, well, it might be decent here. Oh, BMW's climbing over a Velociraptor. That might be a Land Rover Mr. Checkpoint. Yeah. I'm sorry, Land Rover. I was trying to cut underneath all the vehicles in front of me, and the Land Rover went steer. It wasn't a particularly big gap on the inside. The Land Rover tried. Unfortunately, yeah, it was just I didn't have time to register that it was there. So sorry, El Pas. That is a little unfortunate for the Defender. We have got Volkswagen having a look. Oh crap! We're going to go underneath the Velociraptor. That's fine. Everything's going to come soaring past after our little tussle. So it's Volkswagen pickup leading from Barracuda from Colorado. There's another Volkswagen pickup now got into fourth. Then we've got Velociraptor has lost out to the X5 now that we want to try and make the most of. Oh dear. Yeah, those Volkswagens are really struggling on the big jumps. We always knew that was likely to be the case. Problem is now is I've got a very big vehicle in front of me and I can't actually make the most of my corner speed, although the BMW is also suffering a similar fate here. You know, I got a little bit boxed in, and now as we rush up this hill, my lack of power. So I say lack of power, I've got 560 horsepower in this, but everything has got more by the looks of it. I mean, the Volkswagens won't, but they're so much lighter. The power-to-weight ratio is a lot more in those. Tacoma's a relatively light truck, all things considered. See, I am... Whoa! I'm good at the hairpin, but I might have missed that checkpoint. No, we just got it. Got distracted by a BMW struggling to stop in all of that. I mean, it made the corner. Just a bit scary, that's all. Barracuda is back to the front again, leading that Colorado, leading one of the Volkswagens. Second of the Volkswagen's about to come past me, although it's going to lose some of its momentum up here, and then once it does sort itself out on the landing here, it will fly towards the start-finish line. Doesn't quite have time. So in the run to the line, to the finish, in a lap or so's time, we know we will have it bested there. Can I duck underneath that Volkswagen? No, it's just chuck it in there. It's got... Oh, that's a hell of a speed into that corner. I'll give credit where credit is due. That is a hell of a lot of speed. However, it cannot land the heavy jump. Unfortunately, I tried to go around the outside of the other Volkswagen and I ran out of grip. God damn it. Well, that was me pushing it a little bit too hard. I thought we'd have the grip to make that one work, but no, we asked too much of the Tacoma, and that's that. Unfortunately, silly error, really, to be making. I mean, we wanted to clear the Volkswagens because, well, that landing is where we make up a lot of our time, and I didn't want to be stuck behind them heading towards the hairpin part again. However, yeah, did not have the grip. It's deceptive, that corner. It's not the first time I've done that. We don't run this track very often, but I've done that before on that part of the circuit, whether it be single player, whatever. It's really deceptive, that corner with the understeer. Sometimes you think you're fine to be running. I was running a little bit wide, it's okay. And by the time you realise just how wide you are running, it's kind of too late and you're out in the weeds and in trouble. We just think we might have more pace than the defender up ahead. We've got our lap to try and get 7th at this point. There's a big squabble going on. I think the 3rd place occurring. The top 2 have got a little bit away from all of this. We are going to chuck it through here, try and carry as much speed as I can on the exit, and I mean, we're hopefully going to be good on the landing. I don't know if we're going to be a crazy amount better than the defender. The defender doesn't really like it. Yeah, we've just got really good suspension on this. It's just got really good at dealing with these big jumps. Yeah, 7th is as good as we can hope for here. Say, a little bit of a shame. We were certainly not quite the front running. It's too many straights for us. We can be fast in a couple of places, the hairpin in particular, but other than that, just too many straights for us. It's the way it goes. As I said, this was never likely to be the strongest track for my car. We will get it slowed for the hairpin and then bumble our way towards the finish line. I mean, we're hoping, never really hope for mistakes. The only way we're making up places is with mistakes for cars ahead, missed checkpoints and the like. We're not going to be able to outrun anything. And there we go. Oh, it looks like the Colorado has taken victory this time out, beating the Barracuda. Velociraptor might well get a podium if they've crossed the finish line. I think they do. And I was busy looking at the finish positions and not really looking where I was going. Not that we've got anybody close by. Yeah, silly error by me. Could have and should have been better. Not the perfect car for that track, though. That much is true, but silly error. We could have been in the fight for 3rd, definitely. Lap time-wise, I'm curious. Ooh. Yeah, fight for 3rd was where we were at. Definitely can't match those top 2. We are off to the Baja Circuit for our next race. I mean, it's not a cross-country layout, but it is pure off-road, and a good challenge for these sort of vehicles. I mean, we've got good handling. We might have a little bit of a handling advantage around. I mean, this is, I guess, a more technical circuit than a lot of the cross-country circuits. We know we'll be good on the landing and the jumps. I think the Velociraptor will struggle here. It's not got the straights for that vehicle. The Barracuda will probably be fairly strong, as will the Colorado, as they have been all day. The Volkswagen, don't know. Don't know what the handling is going to be like on that in the what is, I guess, technically a more handling-y based circuit. And this is in relative terms. This is in relative terms compared to what we have been racing so far. It will be interesting to see how I match up against this Colorado in the really twisty stuff. If we can indeed, as I kind of hope, outhandle it. Oh, not quite. I mean, we are definitely out-handling it here. However, not quite able to get past there. We will not be able to go around the outside there. Not that I'd ever really be looking. This next corner, we know we're going to be able to throw it towards the top of the banking. Tends to be how I run, although this has got so much grip, we can chuck it in a little bit lower. I think the Colorado's just good enough. Can the Chevy be flat through here is probably the next question. The answer to that is no. It has had to have a tap on the brakes. So it might not be impossible. Okay, this is curious. We're going to get right to the rear bumper through all of that. But the Volkswagens are coming. They have got some good speed. They've got great acceleration in those tiny lightweight vehicles. So they've got the ground clearance to survive the bumps relatively well. Just about. They don't lose too much time. They do lose time on the jumps, but it's not too much. And then they're so much lighter than everything else here. They've got the acceleration and the power to give us some grief. But who knows what's going to happen by the end of this race. Will we be able to find our way past Eccentric's sliding Colorado? We can close, but no way past here. I think this is just going to be how it goes, unless Eccentric makes a mistake. We will sort of catch in places, they will pull away in places, and I think the Volkswagen's going to beat us, ultimately, which is a pain for me, and a shame, but I'm not sure there's much I can really do on this one. We will run the car in. I mean, it's flat through there. Literally all I have to do is downshift, and that's your lot. Whoa, why the hell did that do that? That's the first bit of weird suspension behaviour from my car all day. Volkswagen's not going to have a look through there. It doesn't really need to be honest. All it has to do is set it up out of this hairpin, and I think it will be passed. Don't have a look on the way in. I think it's going to accelerate me, to be honest with you. And I can't. Disappointingly, I cannot match that Chevy for straight line speed. I can give it trouble, but it have to be such a handling circuit, I think, for me to win here, because it's worse than me in the corners, but not by that much. Not by enough, essentially. Now the Volkswagen's going to lose a bit of time here on the landing, but it's not really enough for us to challenge. Can we do anything here? I doubt it. It would be nice if we could. However, the Volkswagen's just too strong. I don't think that's really the line there, is it? Nope, definitely not. Too high. I mean, we'll try something a little bit different. I've got to try something, I think, if we're going to hold on. I think we're going to hold on to this third place. The other Volkswagen's not quite as quick, but it's certainly not slow. We will, again, down to third, chuck it through here, let it dig in, and it will turn. The Barracuda is on the march. That thing is shifting as well through the pack. As expected, the Velociraptor is struggling here. Not a big surprise. It could have been involved in battle, could have missed a checkpoint, I don't know, but it is a fair way down the order. I think it is likely to struggle. Real question is, will the Volkswagen have time to catch Eccentric up at the front? I am not sure. Will we get caught on this final lap? Also not sure. The pickup behind has pretty much remained there most of the time, although it's gradually getting closer in places and then we pull away. We only need a little tap on the brakes at the downshift into turn one. Volkswagen can't quite live with that. We will soar through the air and pull a gap on the landing. Well, from that and the Barracuda, they're both a concern in this final lap. We've still got quite a good ringside seat to the battle at the front. Yeah, God, I don't know what circuit it would take to have me be in some sort of like autocross. The Caldera circuit, maybe. The Tacoma would work, although it loses quite a lot of time going up that steep hill. It would be very good in the twisty bits, but yeah. Weirdly enough, the city circuit has been the most, what's the word for it? The strongest suit for this vehicle because of the landing ability. There's a couple of times I've built cars now that have been very good at landing, and I don't know why or how. I know this is probably one of the most modern vehicles, although it's not like the Colorado is old here. So the stock suspension is obviously really, really good on this truck. The Barracuda might actually beat us to the line. That is a concern. We may have to defend into the final corner a little bit. It does get bumpy through here, which is going to make it difficult for the Barracuda. It's trying. Whoa. There's a Barracuda-sized gap left. Oh, and it beat us. It beat us to the line. Fair play. I don't have the straight line speed. Really don't have the straight line speed to be competitive. which is a little bit of a shame. The X5 also got the Volkswagen for 5th. Well, I mean, that's even closer than the last time, I think. Bloody hell. We head into our final race. I am probably not massively confident coming here. I really like this track, but I think we're just going to get out-muscled. I think something, cause, I mean, we've got the Barracuda and the pickup on the front row. We know they're fast. The Colorado is further back, but it will start quickly. My Tacoma's handling should be good here. There's a couple of jumps that might cause the pickup some issues, but I think it's going to be too fast. I don't think we're quite going to be strong enough here. I don't know though. Of course, it is possible that this track works really well for us. It is perhaps a little more handling based in some places, but I don't think it's going to be enough handling based. I think we pretty much need a slalom course for my vehicle to be quicker, because we just lose too much. We're not good enough in the corners to make up for our straight line speed deficit. Although we can chuck it through here, hopefully, keep the power down. So this is one of the jumps. We have the jump onto the bridge that we've already taken. This is the second of the jumps. Water is good for me. In as far as things like the Barracuda, things like the Volkswagen are likely to lose some speed through it, but that's about it. That's a very wonky line by me there as well. We will run wide on the exit. Dragons is taking an even wider line than I have. I see what they're going for in terms of the approach there. A little sneaky. I ended up out there, not really because I wanted to be, but that was just where my truck was going. It was easier to wander out that way than it was to fight it. We will have a lift through here and try. I mean, I'm trying to carry as much speed as I can. Can't really much ask much more of the truck. We were flat the whole way through there, but it's just not quite enough. We'll make a little bit of time up on the landing. Can we make up anything here? No, I mean, you have to kind of wander a little bit wide and make sure you get the checkpoint. Barracuda's not even that fussed about jumping to miss the water. I think it's got enough speed in it that it can get away with not having to worry. And I'm trying every trick I can here to make up some time. Barracuda gets a big amount of airtime heading down there. Being a bit, I'd say it's a bit sneaky on the line. There is a risk, of course, you can get that wrong. It would be easy to miss a checkpoint and throw yourself way out of sorts through there. We will thread the truck. Well, I hate the changing of the light there. It's always a pain to see quite where you've got to turn in. It's so easy to hit the wall, so easy to misjudge because you're going from bright to dark to bright really quickly. We can be flat actually the whole way through here. The friction will just slow the truck down enough almost. Okay, we bumped the wall. Difficult, as I was saying. The last lap around I got it right. But yeah, I just cannot quite catch that Barracuda. Third gear has been very useful to me. We just sat in third for most of the lap. I don't want to change up to fourth unless I absolutely have to, because it seems to just die the second we do. It's just not quite working for us here. I say it's not quite working for us here. We're certainly not weak around this track, but I cannot match the Barracuda, and the Volkswagen is a little bit of a concern. Everyone's going for that line now. Yeah, we're going to have to go for it on the final lap. The only plus point is we are in a big, heavy truck, and we can't really be muscled out of the way going around here. I'm pretty sure that Volkswagen is front-wheel drive as well, so we will have traction. It may have some understeer through here, although I have got turn one a little bit wrong. Can I carry enough speed on this wide line? It looks like we might just hold it for now. We do. Volkswagen had a look, couldn't quite make it work. We are going to jump. Our superior drive on the landing will keep us ahead, but it's only momentarily. Where is the Volkswagen going to be looking? The Barracuda's gone and it's out of it. We cannot fight that whatsoever here. Here comes that Volkswagen. So much more straight line speed than me, but it struggles with the water. So it's lost out through there. We can again fight back. We are to the inside here. We know we're going to run a little bit wide. That's fine through there, and the Volkswagen will kind of have to concede a smidge. Volkswagen is up the inside. I was going to try and cut underneath it. Volkswagen gets a big kick of oversteer for a front-wheel drive car. It's got a lot of sliding. We are to the inside. We can get the power down. We get the traction down. We will fight back. We will take the place from the Volt. That was a great race. It's a great race for second. No answer to the leader there. But we had a very, very good battle on that last lap for second place. Yeah, didn't have the pace. We didn't really have the pace of a few of the cars. We weren't a million miles off again. Defender was fast around there, actually. That was surprisingly competitive. But yeah, did not quite have the pace. But I mean, I like the Tacoma. It was very strong on the landing of the jumps. It was very fast there. It was good handling, but we just lacked power. We just could not. We did not make up enough time in the corners for the lack of straight line speed that I had, pretty much. But there we go. That is going to be it for this series of races, for this week's video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.